What's up guys, it's your boy HoshiWolf, back at it again with another video. This time around we're going over the new Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls game. Now this joint had just been talked about at EVO. We've gotten some scrumptious information about the new game, and we already had some new stuff that was being showcased via trailers, and also we just got an announcement about closed beta, but I want to get into all that later on. This whole thing is just to showcase that this game is going to be insane, and I'm excited for it. So without further ado, let's get into it. Hey guys, this is HoshiWolf from the future. Around this time, I have actually already played the closed beta. This recording is way behind. Apologies on this end. But I will be talking about, just in general, the makeup of this game that led to the closed beta, and also who's involved with the game itself. And hopefully that can provide some insight on what to be excited about, as I probably previously said in the intro. But just want to make sure that y'all know that this is just to give insight, nothing more. The closed beta has already been released, so a lot of this is just me talking about, in general, the involvement of Arc Systems and Marvel Games, the directors, and everybody in between, and how they're making this game become a masterpiece in the making for the future gamers. Anyway, back to the video.
Select your hero.
Funnily enough, Marvel took on the 4v4 game, which is bringing a lot to the table. Start out from Arc System producer Takeshi Yamanaka grabbing drinks at a bar with the team at PlayStation and discussing this possible project.
友人から急になんか飲みに行こうぜっていう連絡が来て、なんのこっちゃと思って、予定合わせて行ったんですけど、ちょっと飲んでる中で、実はアークの方でマーベルの格闘ゲームを作ってみないかと。
Later on, partnering with Marvel Games, who has created games like these, and these, and these, along with Arc Systems' long history of titles, it honestly seems like a start of its own comic. The main takeaway for this game is its vision for a 4v4 that will allow for one main character to be on the field, while having these 3 assists basically help you combat whoever you're going against, and it seems like it's a lot of fun. And as someone who played the actual closed beta, like I stated earlier, I can attest that this is fun. Having 4 characters that you're able to rotate between or have as an assist makes for so many synergy-based combinations. It's insane. I'm not gonna lie, when I was playing the closed beta, I was going for so many setup moves and extensions just from the assist alone that I was like losing track of how many different paths / combos I could have went for.
I'll go by Miss Marvel. And Star-Lord. Star-Lord is the juggle king, man. That man be juggling you for days. Oh, you're dead, Cho. Oh, never mind. Oh.
Thank you.
Oh, see the counter.
Oh my god. And that's just the beginning of it. I mean, these are only, what, 5 characters we've gotten on the closed beta alone? So you can only imagine what it's going to be like when you actually have other characters that you can play as when the actual game comes out, or when we get maybe additional content to be showcased. And I think overall that was the vision they had when they made this game, or, you know, they started the conception for the game. A lot of it had to do with how do I go about making this 4v4 even possible. They've never done this thing before, and I think the 4v4 became their selling point because of it. And I think even during the pre-production, which is discussed in the EVO interview with both producers, how integral the process was. It was not something simple. It was more complex than I think even they assumed it would be.
And throughout our discussions with our partners at PlayStation Studios and Marvel Games, there were, of course, a lot of different debates about whether we should be using a 2v2 format, a 3v3 format, these existing styles of tag fighters that are already out there and have this established kind of format. And actually, at Arc System Works, our kind of motto is Action, Revolution, Challenge. So those are kind of our three big motifs that we work under. And our CEO, Kidoka, he came to us and he said, I think that you need to challenge yourselves more. This is kind of lacking in that challenge. And that inspired me and the team to come together and think of what we can do to challenge ourselves further. And that's when we came to the conclusion that we should try this 4v4 format.
In terms of design, many of them had a mixture between Arc System Works and Japanese design. It's almost reminiscent of this early anime period, in my opinion, based off what Arc System producer Takeshi Yamanaka said, that they really wanted to go back to this kind of age-old feel, almost like this type of feel that you get back in the 90s, maybe early 2000s, when you see the different type of animes even. I mean, even when you look at the design of Iron Man, it's almost like similar to the Evangelion mech suit or some type of Gundam type robot, and I feel like that's what they really wanted to go for when it came to making like these different character models and aesthetics. Even if you look at Storm, for example, she has this New Day version of her costume, which I would go as far as saying she even looks like a model, with the fashion style being like to the forefront, but it still has elements from the 90s cartoon or the comics, and it still gives the color palette of her old design, which is, you know, still her, but it is modernized, and it provides a homage to what is, you know, her up until that point, or this point to be more specific. And I always get this feeling that the whole point of this game is to feel nostalgic, but also still feel brand new at the same time, and I love it. And I think this transfers even to the different modes, specifically the online mode overworld, where you go to the little arcade, which is reminiscent to Street Fighter 6, that has the same setup when you play online with friends. The arcade setup is not only supposed to give this old feeling of playing in an arcade as a kid, but also this new feeling when you walk around as a chibi while playing on a New Day console on a New Day game. Now, I did want to talk a little bit about the game mechanics. Not only did they have understanding of fighting games, but they have actual mechanics that make sense with the light, heavy assists, specials, and the juggling. Oh, I can't forget the juggling. This is definitely giving Dragon Ball FighterZ and Marvel vs. Capcom energy for sure. And now with the 4v4, we previously mentioned before, the combo extensions are going to be insane. A lot of the times I feel like there is certain characters that have the mix-ups down packed. For example, Miss Marvel with her extension on her grab that could be done in midair. You have characters like Captain America who could use a shield that ping pongs from the field like crazy in order to catch your opponent off guard and then be able to do a mix up in between, or even use an assist an additional level of danger when your opponent is trying to get close to you to do any form of damage. And when you have other characters like Doom who are teleporting across the screen to do a first priority hit, you know that you're going to hit the floor running with something crazy. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of different things that are being played in terms of mechanics, and I find them all really interesting. When I was doing my initial gameplay for this video, I was seeing a lot of different information being thrown at me, just the basic stuff when I say information, and I wasn't ready for it, to be honest. At first I was really caught off guard. I really didn't know how to feel about it, but as you know, I stated previously, this is my first time playing this kind of game. So as a first timer, even though I've never had fighting game experience for this specific game, I still was able to slowly integrate myself into being able to do combos, understanding characters, different type of mixes, and being able to eventually do basic combos and the specials, which is the bread and butter of this game to some extent, if I had to be honest, or at least what I've come to gather as I played the closed beta. Now, there are a lot of different characters that I'm going to be expecting to see when this game eventually drops. So I'm also expecting to see a lot of different combos. And when I see a lot of different combos, I'm expecting a lot of different gimmicks, a lot of different matchups. I was originally going to put my gripes in the mechanics into two separate sections, but I felt like my gripes had a lot to do with the mechanics, so I wanted to keep them in the same section. So here we go. First, I feel like the damage output is a little too high. I feel like if you get hit once, you may as well be put in the cutscene essentially. In addition, I think the assist button being the X button instead of the bumper makes for some awkward scenarios, at least in my own personal experience when I was playing in the closed beta. And lastly, the roll issue, which is where you are in the middle of a roll to recover and you somehow still get hit. That happened a lot when I was playing my friends, especially when they were using the storm tech. I'm not asking for the roll glitch from Capcom v SNK2, just something to prevent me from being hard locked into the corner and then being beaten to submission for 3 rounds. Overall, the gameplay is really well done. The input is good, especially for a closed beta. I can't emphasize that enough. I feel like people are making their opinions way too solidified for a game that is just in this beta stage. But overall, the characters mix up are fun, and I don't feel like anything or any character is too strong. And the synergy between your characters and the assists are nicely done. Even though there are a couple of things to make note of, the game plays smooth, and I am excited to see what's to come for the next update for the game itself. Be it through news, be it through some type of, maybe open demo or anything of the sort. I'm looking forward to whatever the next chapter of this is going to be. So, this has been your boy Hoshi. I hope you all enjoyed this vid. If so, click that like button, click that notification bell, comment, subscribe, and until next time, keep it easy.